Laser sights enhance and maintain your accuracy in a time of crisis, preventing tunnel vision and allowing quick target acquisition in awkward shooting positions. Crimson Trace, making laser sight standard equipment. Learn more at crimsontrace.com.
Today on Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, remembering a legendary gunsmith, your range reports, and more. Call in now, 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Now, here's Tom.
Who am I? Why am I here? I am so glad to be back in this chair. Tom Gresham here. It's Gun Talk. We've had a couple of weeks off when, well, we weren't off. We were with you, but we were doing it from the NRA show. Did 2 shows from the NRA, so it's good to be back here where we can take calls. We can have you join us. We be part of the action. We're going to have a whole bunch of fun today. It's Gun Talk, and we're talking about, well, guns and politics, of course, and gear. Lots and lots of gear. If you'd like to be part of this, scribble down the phone number, 866-825-5486. Who can remember all of that? Not me. Just dial Tom Talk Gun. Tom Talk Gun. That'll get you in here. Okay, one of those little vignette things I'll describe for you. I'm out on the porch this morning. Sun's coming up. It's beautiful. I'm out there. I've got my little tablet out. I'm checking things online. I'm listening to the birds sing and having a great old time. And, an hour or two later, Mother's Day, my wife comes out. And, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm researching bullets. Showed her the tablet. Sure enough, there I am, looking at various bullets and ballistic coefficients and all. She just rolled her eyes, went and got her tea, chalked it up to, okay, you two are a loon. You really are. So, yes, I am. I'm, as John Barsness puts it, a rifle loony. I'm looking up loads for the 7mm08, thinking I'm probably going to take it on a deer hunt this fall, looking at a mule deer hunt, and trying to figure out, okay, what's the best thing? And you know how we do. We do the same thing, right? We all do this every time. Well, let's compare it to 270, 280, 7 mag, 30-06, 6.5 Creedmoor, the super duper. 7x57, identical, don't worry about it. And you just go on and on, you realize, there's just not a thimble's worth of difference between any of them. Sure, a 7 mag will get you down the road a little further. I thought John Barsness had a great way of putting it. Imagine this, because we're trying to say, okay, well, how much better is a Magnum than a non-Magnum? And I've been talking about this for years and years. And he had an excellent way of putting it. And he's got a website all about rifle loonies, people like me who look up bullets. He said, all right, pick a number. Say your cartridge is going 2,700 feet per second at the muzzle. 7mm08. Pick it, whatever the bullet is. And say a Magnum version of that, shooting the same bullet, is going 3,000 feet per second. Okay, so we got one going 3,000 feet per second and one going 2,700 feet per second. The Magnum's going faster. Hits harder. Yeah. Shoots farther. Yeah. But how much? How much better, with big quotes around better, is it? Well, he had a great way of examining that. He says, well, if you start at 3,000 feet per second, at what point does it get to 2,700 feet per second? And it's going to be somewhere in the 100 to 150 yard range. That 3,000 foot per second projectile is now going 2,700 feet per second. And at that point, it is identical to the 7mm08. Same with a 30-06 or 308 versus a 300 Magnum. Roughly 150 yards. So, just again, picking big round numbers because they're easier to work with. If the Magnum, if you said, okay, well, that makes that a 500-yard hunting rig. Okay, go with that. Then the non-Magnum would be a 350-yard hunting rig. Okay, fair enough. Now, the analogy starts to fall apart somewhat quickly because, of course, We can use higher ballistic coefficient bullets so we can get more out of our cartridges, et cetera, beyond, and if you can dial it in, if you know your range and all the rest of it, you can hit, and there's still plenty of energy in a 7mm08, a 308, a 30-06 out at 500 yards, assuming you can hit what you're shooting at. But I just thought it was a very interesting way of comparing non-standard and standard, or non-Magnum rather, and Magnum cartridges. So I just kind of thought that's the silly stuff that goes through my mind. As you are, we're kind of pretty much entering summer now. Winter's pretty much over, although I'm getting pictures from people up in the mountains, friends in the mountains, and they had snow and hail and everything the last few days. So what are you going to be shooting? Are you going to go out and do a little, prairie dog hunting? You're going to do some hog hunting? Long-range shooting, it's getting more and more popular. But here's the question I have. We hear a lot about it. We read a lot about it. But how many people are actually doing it? Have you gotten into long-range competition shooting, or have you considered getting into that? I would love to know. 866-TALK-GUN will get you in here. Let's see. Let's go. I tell you what. Hallmark, we're going to get into that when we come back. I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going ahead and we'll talk about the Springfield Armory and Rock River Arms thing. 866-TALK-GUN will get you in here. I'm Tom Gresham, and this is Gun Talk.
Hardcore tactical professionals who put their lives on the line every day depend on Surefire. For decades, Surefire has built the first and finest professional-grade flashlights, weapon-mounted lights, hearing protection, and suppressors. We build the best because lives depend on it, and we know failure is not an option. We design, engineer, and manufacture Surefire products right here in the U.S. For you, for your loved ones, Surefire. American built, American strong. Surefire.com.
You got your carry permit, and that's good. But you know you could use more training. Get the DVDs, which have what you need. Springfield Armory presents Concealed Carry 1 and Concealed Carry 2 with Bata Group. Learn specific concealed carry skills from Top Gun fighting trainers. Get trained. Be prepared. This really is life and death. ShopGunTalk.com. That's ShopGunTalk.com.
Face it, sometimes more is better. That's the idea behind the double-stack, full-capacity pistols from Springfield Armory. From the groundbreaking XD to the ergonomic XDM to the latest refinements in the XD Mod 2 series, you can get subcompact, midsize, and full-size pistols in 9, 40, and 45. Carry, target, or tactical models. Fast, accurate, dependable. Don't come up short when it matters. Go full cap. Go Springfield Armory. Springfield-Armory.com.
All right, back with the 866-TALK-GUN. Get you in here. I'm Tom Gresham. Of a little, 3 weeks ago now? 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 3 weeks ago. Yeah, we were at the NRA show. And when was that? Thursday night? Yeah, Thursday night. Story broke about Springfield Armory and Rock River Arms, their lobbyist in Illinois, in Springfield, Illinois, carving out a little section of a bill to protect the two gun companies. We're in the middle of the NRA show. It is a flurry. Basically, we're working about 6:30 a.m. till 11 p.m. every day. Really unable to run it down. So this is my first time to sit in front of a microphone after that. Now, I know it's like everybody say, well, it's been 3 weeks. Yes, it has. This is my first time to sit in front of the microphone since then. So we will talk about that just a little bit. But first, let's take a call from Mark. He's on line 3 out of Tinley Park, Illinois, right there in Illinois. Hello, Mark. You're on Gun Talk.
Yes. Tom, in terms of Springfield and Rock River, I'm not going to tell anybody whether they should or shouldn't boycott Springfield Armory or Rock River, but the real problem in terms of bills like 1657, which passed the Senate, hopefully they can stop it in the House. Mm-hmm. But the real problem in Illinois, and probably everywhere, in Illinois there's 600,000-700,000, maybe even 1 million gun owners that every election don't show up and vote. And you and I both know, we've both said for years, if the somewhere close to 90 million gun owners that in the United States ever all showed up on one election and all voted pro-gun, 90 years from now, the most anti-gun politician would probably be terrified to even touch the gun issue.
the phrase I like,
want to touch it again. But
no, you're right, Mark. One of the things that I've heard people say is that people say, if all the gun owners showed up to vote, what could they get? And the answer is anything they wanted.
Uh-huh.
So, so you're sitting right there in the middle of, all right, you're right there in the middle of Illinois. You're seeing this at a lot closer inspection, than anybody. You got tons of people out on the internet who are screaming, they got their pitchforks and they grab their torches and they're racing toward the castle because they want to burn the monster or burn down the castle or something. From your perspective on the ground there, can you kind of give me your take on the whole thing?
Gun shops everybody seems to be real quiet about it. Now, whether or not they're buying Springfield Armory, I don't know. Mm-hmm. You may start noticing, and that's the kind of thing that usually takes, months for you to see the effect, whether guns at gun shops from Springfield, Rock River just sit there.
Right.
Or when... I talked to one guy and he said, well, he didn't think it was going to make a difference because, yes, the people on YouTube may be talking about it and people on the internet might be talking about it, but most people who buy a gun are not really in any way involved in the fight. They just show up and buy whatever's on sale or whatever they want.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's right about that in terms of a lot of folks are ginning themselves up and getting, wrapped around the axle on it. And I get it. I'm going to get there. Don't give me time. But I think he may be right about the general gun buying population. Probably doesn't know about it, doesn't care about it. Interesting. But Mark, to your point, and I think you are absolutely solidly there. And I actually have another story I'm going to talk about in just a minute about that. We don't show up. We don't show up and vote our sport. We don't show up and vote our gun rights. We don't show up. How many people listening have ever in their lifetime been to the state capitol when they were talking about a gun bill to testify? Almost none. Hey, Mark, I appreciate the call. Thank you, sir. Before I get back into that, story coming out of Louisiana, my home state. The NRA dropped the ball on this one, by the way. Just going to tell you, we're going to air some dirty laundry. They really did. They're trying to catch up, but it's a little too late. Legislators in Baton Rouge agree that dating partners, not just spouses and family members, should be included in domestic violence protections. The House of Representatives voted May 11th to extend those protections, including preventing offenders from carrying firearms to dating partners, a distinction applied in 41 other states. Essentially, somebody you dated can charge you or say that you did something. Domestic violence would apply to a dating partner, not just a spouse or family member. It's a gun control law. The woman legislator who introduced it is an anti-gun person. Of course, it's put forth as, well, of course we want to protect people from domestic violence. It's a gun control law. The problem is the NRA wasn't there. We switched our field rep. Our former field rep was sharp. Our new one is new and green and unaware. And we got behind the curve on it, and we were trying to catch up. And it was slow when we were not there. We, me, everybody else. Our state organization got involved, got some work done, got a little slap down from the NRA. Oh, you're just the state group. Yeah, there's a lot of that infighting going on, a lot of nastiness that actually hurts the effort to get something done. But we do have the whole we're large and you're not thing, that every state gun organization knows exactly what I'm talking about. Don't get me wrong, we need the NRA. They're strong, they're good, and they're really good on the national level. But my point is this. Back to what Mark was talking about. State level, do we get involved? Are we involved? Is our state group involved? Are we paying attention? Can we react quickly? Can we put people on the floor when they're having a hearing? Because the committee hearing is where all the action's taking place. So I'm just saying, I think Mark had it on that one. Now, let me go back to this whole Springfield Armory thing. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. Okay, you don't get yourself all worried about it. But if you do, and a lot of people have been saying, "Why don't you talk about this?" Well, we haven't turned on the microphone in 3 weeks. We did 2 shows from NRA. Okay, so this is my very first opportunity. Springfield Armory and Rock River Arms, both in Illinois. And first of all, let me say, I have not talked to anybody at Springfield Armory about this, or Rock River Arms. So just let me say that right off the bat. They got together, formed a group, basically banded together to hire a lobbyist to represent their interest in Springfield and the state capital. I've been involved in gun rights and lobbyist for 40-plus years. There are some really good ones out there, and there are some really bad ones out there. And there are some that just don't understand. If it went this way, and I'm going to describe how I think it probably went. If it went this way, I could see that happening. I understand. If it went this way where they said, look, take care of this, just protect us as best you can. Okay, got it. And he says, don't worry about it, boss, I got it. The guy goes off to Springfield. Bill gets introduced. He says, I got to protect my clients. I'll get a carve out for them. I have protected my clients. These guys are out. They've got 15 other businesses they're running. They don't know what their lobbyist is doing there. And all of a sudden it's kind of like, you did what? You did what? Well, they're not managing people day to day. And look, I get it. There are a lot of people who love to destroy gun companies. Usually they're called gun control groups, but sometimes they're called gun owners. They like nothing better than to burn down a gun company, destroy people, put people out of work, make sure those guns are never made again. I don't get it. Don't understand it. Didn't get it with Ruger. Didn't get it with Smith & Wesson. I understood that, as I say, we have to send a message. Okay, message sent. Message received. They fired the lobbyist. Got it. But I'm going to boycott them for the rest of my life. Okay, these are the same people who are still mad at Bill Ruger. The gentleman has been dead for 2 decades, and there are people who are still mad at him. Still mad at the company, which isn't owned by the Ruger family anymore. Still mad at Smith & Wesson, which isn't owned by the same people anymore. Different management. Yeah, but we have to send a message. We have to teach them a lesson. I think that's been done. I think it's been done. Now, I guess the question is, okay, start today. How does it serve our interest to destroy 2 gun companies? I mean, it's just not a rhetorical question. I'm asking. If you have an answer for me, I'd like to know. 866-TALK-GUN. Just dial Tom Talk Gun. How does it serve our interest to destroy gun companies? I mean, that's what Shannon Watts wants to do. That's what, every town for gun control, or Americans to disarm people, or whoever they are these days. That's what they want to do. They want to destroy gun companies. That's what the whole let's sue gun companies out of existence from Hillary Clinton was all about. She wanted to reinstitute that. She would have if she had been elected president. She would have. This is the part that a lot of people they're having a little trouble remembering. She said, I will destroy every gun company in the country. Well, not in those words. She said, I will remove the protections that gun companies have against these bogus lawsuits. And then the unspoken thing was, therefore, we will be able to shut the doors of every gun company in America. That's what Hillary Clinton was all about. So how is it we have gun owners who are saying we should do the very same thing that Hillary Clinton wanted to do? If you're thinking, well, Tom's just not getting it. Okay, I'm open to that. Give me a holler. I'd like to know what you're thinking. 866 Talk Gun. If I'm not getting it, what am I not getting? If there was a problem here and it got corrected, if there was a rogue lobbyist and he got fired, or if the companies really did know what they were doing and they screwed it up and they have pulled it back, recanted, changed their ways, is that not a win for gun rights and gun owners? Just saying. Trying to figure out where everybody is on this one. So, as I say, I've not talked to anybody at the gun companies, but I have been around the block a couple of times. I served my time. I worked at the NRA for a number of years. I've seen the lobbyists. I've seen the lobbyists who I would get so frustrated with them because they would say, well, we got a good compromise. I said, yeah, but we didn't win. Yeah, but we got a good compromise. You don't understand. This is not you're negotiating for a company here where we're going to get the best deal we can. You gave away some of our gun rights. I've watched it over and over again. But we got a good deal. It's how they live. It's how they think. It's how they are. Or they'll tell you it's the best we could do. Okay, I can understand it. It's the best we can do as long as we have a plan to come back and get more later. And then you have really, really good lobbyists. We work with one at Knife Rights who get it, who understand it, who get things done, who understand the overall theme of the rights that we are talking about, not just protecting the carve out. So yeah, there's a wide range. I guess there's a bell curve at every demographic group, lobbyists included. I don't know. What's your take? 866 Talk Gun. If you have a thought on this, I will give you the floor. I'll step out of the way. Let you have your say. I'm curious. Also, help me out. Getting my deer rig ready, my deer hunting rig. I'm still thinking 7MMO8. If you got any other thoughts on that or suggestions, I'd like to hear it. What's your favorite? We'll be right back.
Sign up for our Gun Talk newsletter and join the Truth Squad at www.guntalk.com. Now, back to Gun Talk with Washington Times opinion page regular contributor Tom Gresham.
All right, back with you, Tom Gresham, 866 Talk Gun. What are you carrying these days? How do you change? Do you change the way you carry in the summer as the days get warmer? What do you do? Everybody wants to know, how do you carry in the summer? You don't have as many cover garments on, your shirts are lighter, you're wearing short sleeves. What do you personally do? I'd love to know what you have done to change your carry. 866 Talk Gun. Line 2, Finn is with us out of Oregon. Hey, Finn.
How's it going, Tom? Hey, listen, buddy. We have the President of the United States saying that he is going to select a new director from the FBI by Friday. Mm-hmm. I think this guy, Trey Gowdy, prosecutor from the South, is fantastic. It'd be wonderful if every NRA member just text the White House and text their selection. But this guy, Trey Gowdy, I've seen him on Forensic Files, and he is a fantastic prosecutor. I think he'd be great.
That is an interesting idea. Trey Gowdy is the head of the FBI. Thank you, Finn. I appreciate that. Yeah, in fact, I just looked up a couple of stories. People are actually talking about that as a possibility. I got to tell you, I'm just happy as I could be that Comey is gone. What a political slime ball. Just, oh my God. Oh my God. Just a politician. Wow. Yeah, we need a prosecutor. We need somebody who is an investigator, somebody who's worked in law enforcement, somebody who, what was Comey's claim to fame? He put Martha Stewart in prison. Oh my gosh. Trey Gowdy. Yeah, you're right. Jim says he's a bulldog. Yes, he is. Have you seen him in any of the hearings? Man. So many of the media, they don't first of all, they don't believe what happened. There's no way that Hillary could have lost fair and square, so it had to be cheating involved. Because, of course, she was the clearly superior candidate. So the only way that she could have lost was for it to be tweaked or cheating or illegal or unfair. They cannot come to grips with the idea that we said, no more. We're done. Yes, clean them out. Clean them all out. Drain the swamp. We're serious. If you have to fire 10,000 people, do it today. Give them their slips when they come in the morning. If you need to fire 100,000 people, do it. Pink slips in the morning. That's what the election was about. Trey Gowdy at the FBI? Oh, hell yes. I am on board. Paul's in Minnesota on one. He has a problem. Paul, what happened to your gun, man? Paul, you there? Oh, Paul walked away to get a sandwich. I guess he'll come back one of these days. Maybe not. By the way, we've got a lot of things cooking. We've been out shooting video. Oh, God. Got to tell you about something that happened on our last one. Good Lord. We're shooting some stuff with, what was it? Ruger, the 8-shot Ruger Red Hawk 357. It was amazing. Well, I'll get back to that. Paul has returned. Hey, Paul, you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay. What happened to your gun?
I just wanted to say that, guns are our heritage. All the way from the colonial days to the Wild West, guns have been part of this country, and that's what made this country great. That's all I want to say about that.
Okay.
I had a problem with UPS. I've shipped probably about 12 guns to people that bought from me online. I've never had a problem until now. A guy I sent the gun to in Oklahoma said that the heel was broken. The box was damaged. The heel was broke off. And I was just wondering if anybody out there has had trouble with UPS, if they've filed claims, if they were successful with the claims. I don't think UPS will do anything because the guy got the gun, unless they pay $200 or something to fix the gun. But I just want your thoughts.
Well, before we go there, what has happened? I mean, have you filed a claim? Have you said, hey, this thing got damaged? Where are we?
This just happened on Friday, so over the weekend I couldn't do anything. He said he's going to try to file a claim, but he's heard bad things about UPS, that they won't do anything, and it takes a long time.
Everybody's heard everything, but until you try, I'm not going to talk negative about somebody until you give it a try. I mean, he needs to take pictures of the box if the box was damaged. If the box was damaged, let me back up. If you receive a box from UPS, through UPS, and it is damaged, you need to take pictures of it. If you're right there with the delivery person, then say, hey, I need you to stand right here while I open this package so that you can see what happened here. Now, what's going to happen, I don't know, but, you just need to go through the process. You need to contact them and say, look, this is what happened, and, what are we going to do? First question is, did you insure it? I think it's automatically, and take pictures before you open the box, yep. And then, that's a good point, Jim says, and take video as you do open the box if you have a box that's damaged. Where was I going with that? Did you have insurance?
Yes, I did. I insured it. I always insure them.
Okay. Well, I mean, my guess is that you're going to be okay. My guess is that it's going to be a pain in the butt because dealing with insurance is always a pain in the butt. But I think it's probably going to be okay. So I don't know. But I wish you luck with it. And it feels bad when something gets delivered and it's damaged. We've all been there. I'll tell you what, quick break here. We'll come back. We got people on hold, and we could have a room for you if you'd like to join us. 866-TALK-GUN. I'm Tom Gresham. This is Gun Talk.
Black Hills. There's nothing like it on Earth. The kind of place where characters become legends. Wild Bill Hickok, Crazy Horse, Calamity Jane. Pick any part of the world and you'll find people go there to make it their own. But this is where people come to get made. This is the place that made the people who make the best ammo on earth. Black Hills Ammunition.
Built to perform in the harshest conditions, the Ruger American pistol can take it all, from ice to dust and everything in between. The Ruger American pistol features a short take-up trigger, no-vac sights, and a recoil-reducing barrel cam with low-mass slide for reduced felt recoil. Plus, a modular grip system with 3 sizes to fit almost any hand. Check it out at Ruger.com. The Ruger American pistol, because anything else would be un-American.
Attacks happen every day. How will you react? See real people put into real-life criminal attack situations on First Person Defender. Discover what works and what doesn't. Kidnapping, ATM robbery, home invasion, and other attacks. Learn how to save your life and the lives of your family. Get the entire first season on DVD at shopguntalk.com. Get prepared. Shopguntalk.com.
For more than 70 years, Timney Triggers has been enhancing the shooter's experience. Whether it's a local competition, a day at the range, or even the hunt of a lifetime. Setting the standard in aftermarket triggers, Timney is now producing more than 170 models of triggers for bolt-action rifles, shotguns, AR rifles, and semi-automatic rifles. Proudly made in the USA since 1946. Find your new trigger at timneytriggers.com.
All right, back with you. By the way, you can also find Gun Talk and all the stuff we do, Gun Talk Media, on Roku, on Amazon Fire, and now on Apple TV players. See all our videos there. Obviously on YouTube. We got, thousands of videos on YouTube. This week on Guns and Gear, check it out. We're going to shoot a 2-stage trigger from Timney Triggers, and we're shooting some of the Barnes Bullets stuff. We're shooting 300 Blackout, having a whole bunch of fun. On Gun Venture, you can see me go to the SIG Academy running some drills with some of the trainers. Well, they're running the drills, and I'm kind of hanging around. I get to shoot a little bit because, as we say, those guys are good. But if you get a chance to go to the SIG Academy, unbelievable. Boy, it's fun. Line 3, Benny's with us, Anchorage, Alaska. Benny, what's the problem here?
I just bought a brand spanking new Smith & Wesson M&P 22 compact. I bought it so that my daughter could shoot a lighter gun because she was having problems with my Mark III. And I took it out shooting yesterday for the first time at the range, and the sight was drifting every time we shot it, and eventually the rear sight would fall out onto the ground. And I looked up in the forums, and I guess that's a problem that other people are facing with their new purchases too. So that screw that adjusts for wind edge is just backing out. It's super loose, and I just wanted to inform the public because I spent a lot of money on it, and I was very very disappointed. In over 40 years of owning guns and buying guns, I've never had that problem with a new gun.
What have you done anything like to put it back in using Loctite or anything on it to try to get it to hang in there?
That was the recommendation that I've gotten from several people who got with me on the website. I haven't got to that phase yet, but I'm actually so mad about that sight that I'm looking for a replacement. But I want a precision adjustable sight, because I want to be able to use that pistol for small game hunting as well.
Mm-hmm. So you mean you're looking for a replacement for the pistol, not for the sight?
I'm looking for a replacement sight to put on the pistol. The pistol shot fine. It's just... All
right. I'm going to make a suggestion, okay? I tell you, the place I would send you to look for replacement sights would be Brownells, only because they got everything. On the web, it's brownells.com, BROWNELLS. And I'm almost certain if you go to Brownells, they will have replacement sights for you and you'll be able to get what you're looking for. Sorry to hear that. It's mechanical stuff, and as we like to say, stuff happens. So there you go. Line 2, John, Fargo, North Dakota. Hey, John, you're up.
Good afternoon, Tom.
Hey
I
there.
want to touch on HR 38, and I'm glad you started the show off with that gentleman talking about our power as gun owners in sheer numbers in this country. When you talk about 90-odd million of us out there, and how many of us don't go to the polls, I'm sorry, I hate people who can't go and vote. It just drives me nuts. But
yeah.
Well, it's the greatest freedom given us under the Constitution. It
Yes,
truly is.
It is a duty. We all have the duty to go do that. I think when you don't vote, you shirk your duty. And you know what? Here's the case in point, John. A ton of people didn't vote for years and years, and then they decided to go vote this year because they thought everything was so bad, and there was Hillary. And look what happened. We changed the country when we all came out and voted. So, there it is.
Well, that's it, Tom, and this is where it relates in H.R. 38, okay? Do you have a driver's license? That means you know the basic fundamentals and the basic safety rules of operating a motor vehicle. Okay, if you have a concealed carry permit, it means the same as well, that you're taking the time to study and learn and deal with. And H.R. 38, if we get national reciprocity, to me that's one of the strongest messages we can send to Bloomberg and the other minority wacko liberals who just hate guns. The guns are the problem all the time, because it sends the message that we are strong enough and we care enough about our country and we care enough about the citizens in our country to be proactive instead of reactive by dialing 911 and waiting.
For those who don't know, H.R. 38 is the bill in Congress that would make they call it national reciprocity. Essentially, if you have a carry permit in one state, it would be honored in all states. Here's the problem, John. I'm just going to get cut right to the chase. People say, well, it's a party thing. It's no, actually, we have problems. We have a lot of Republicans that will not support this. And there's only one reason. It's because they have not felt the heat. Because when they feel the heat, they see the light. And so it's up to us individually. And let me just say, it's not up to the NRA. It's up to us, you and me. It's up to John. It's up to Tom. It's up to every single person listening to this to contact his or her representatives, senators and congressmen, and say, I want national reciprocity. I want my permit, which is good in my state, to be good in all states. I want it to be the exact same thing as driving a car, which, by the way, driving a car is a privilege, and bearing arms is a right. Simple as that. So I want this, and I want you to get in front of it, not just to say, yeah, I'll support it. I want you to go out there and get in front of it, sign on to the bill. I want you to co-sign, be a co-sponsor of this bill. When we get involved and we make those calls and we go to the town hall meetings, we make things happen. John, I appreciate you bringing that up. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that call. Let's see here. I tell you what, Tom, don't go anywhere. We're going to get to you. A lot of things to talk about. Tom's going to tell us how he carries in the summer. A lot of weird ways to carry. Oh, my God. Did you see the story? How am I going to say this? I'm just going to say it. We talk about pocket carry, and you need a holster. There's a story that came out. A guy got a gun in his pocket in his car and reaches into his pocket and he shoots himself in the penis and in the leg, and then hobbles around, jumps out of the car and runs and then throws the gun away behind a dumpster somewhere, which makes me think perhaps he wasn't supposed to have a gun in the first place. But, come on. Let's think about this, people. A holster which covers the trigger guard. I don't care even if it's in your pocket. It needs to be in a sleeve and, to protect it. If you're considering not doing it, just think of that guy, okay? I don't have to say any more. We'll be right back. Yeah, happens again. There's a new defensive ammo introduced. We've talked about this before. Be careful. You will be judged in court on everything. Not just what you do, but what you say in a self-defense situation. Not just what you say at that time, but what you have said online and what you have said to other people. Be careful. Now we got a new ammo. This happens occasionally. Bring out this ammo, super duper self-defense ammo. Yeah, really? It's designed, according to the manufacturer, designed to inflict more pain than other ammo. Okay, you want to be on the witness stand explaining that one? Me either. Just saying. Don't have clever sayings on your dust cover of your AR. Don't have crazy things written on your gun. Don't be wearing goofy stuff that has clever sayings of things you saw at a gun show. Be the gray man or the gray woman. Largely invisible. Not projecting any messages because they can and will be used against you in a court of law. And if you think, oh, that's no big deal, that's my right. Yeah, it's also your right to serve time in prison because they were able to put together a jury of people who hate guns and have never handled a gun. I don't have any of those stickers on my car. I don't wear any clothes like that. If I, and I hope I never do, if I ever get to court after a self-defense shooting, I want whatever, as much as possible, images of me to appear to be like everybody else, people who just go out and shoot for fun, who take self-protection seriously. And I get it. There are going to be a lot of people who say, oh, no, you guys are preparing to kill people. Well, but why make it easier for a prosecutor to hurt you? You know, there's the battle that you have to fight to save your life, and there's the battle you have to fight to be able to live at home and not go to prison. Don't give, and trust me, there are prosecutors who would love nothing better than to put you in jail. Just because you have a gun. They won't say it that way. They'll paint you as an enemy. Somebody, he was looking for trouble. He chose ammo designed to inflict extra pain. How are you going to defend that? You might want to just pick the ammo that your police department uses. Or just pick some good old ammo that's from a good company. Use a cartridge that works. We were just out shooting .357 Magnum the other day. I was reminded of just how unbelievably effective a 125 grain expanding bullet in a .357 Magnum is, even out of a 2-inch barrel. Shocking. I mean, just unbelievable what it does to water jugs and everything else. So just food for thought. Tom and Carl, don't go anywhere. We're going to get to you. We have a guest coming in. If you can, stay with us. If you'd like to join us, 866-TALK-GUN. Here's what I want. Let's talk about, did your mother shoot? Does your mother shoot? It's Mother's Day. I got a couple of stories about my mom and guns. Some funny ones, some interesting ones. And, yeah, she knew what to do with a shotgun in a self-defense situation, too. We'll talk a little bit about that. But, yeah, looking for your stories about moms. If you're a mother, I would love to get your story, whether it's hunting or do you have a gun for self-defense. But it's Mother's Day, so we can talk about moms and guns and shooting, and maybe even if your mom has or had a cool gun. Something we ought to talk about. 866-TALK-GUN. When we come back, we'll also talk a little bit about reloading and cool cartridges right here on Gun Talk.